Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing an energy reading today where I'm going to share what I'm picking up on in the collective in the world at the moment. Now at the time of recording this, we've just had the Christmas season and I feel this year it's been different for some people. Not for all. However, I'm feeling a shift has happened. Obviously I've spoken before about the 3D, 5D split. What I'm seeing in my vision is a rift, a spiritual rift has happened in the world and there's a divide. It's now quite apparent and I believe this is due to like timeline shifts, due to the shift in humanity and consciousness. So let's say on the left, we've got those who have just gone along like normal with things. They're like the zombies that I've mentioned in previous readings. I said that I've seen some people like that recently. Do you know what? After Christmas, I did my usual going out for a walk. I'm often quite shocked by the waste that I see, that's why I do it. But I saw a few people and they literally did look like zombies. I could see in their eyes, it was like they were like stones. There was no soul in their eyes. They were just going along with the motions, doing what they're told to do. So this indoctrination that's been happening for a long time in society, you know, telling you when you should celebrate, what you should do, for example. But on the other side of this rift, I feel that some people felt no Christmas spirit this year. There was a lack of interest in some people. Some people are not enjoying the things they used to like doing because humanity is craving something greater and it's like they know it's coming as well. Some of us are observers of the world and like we're the ones that are seeing those zombies, you know, those soulless ones out there. I also feel that technology has consumed the soul of humanity. That's another thing that's, you know, led people to like be programmed by all these things, and that's going to lead to the Great Deception. So, you know, many will be fooled in the future. I've mentioned there'll be a Great Deception in the future. Check out my previous readings. So, which side are you on, do you feel, you know, in terms of this rift? Something else I wanted to mention about Christmas that I noticed this year, actually, was the way that it's been overpowered even more by the enemy. Have any of you seen Grinch before? I've just noticed that Grinch has featured this year. Whether he has other years, I don't know, but as an example, I walked past a house in my area recently and they've got all these massive decorations outside and it says Merry Grinchmas, and I just stood in amazement looking at it. I thought, wow, there's an example of the enemy hijacking Christmas. Oh, let's replace the word Christ with Grinch, so children, families all buy into the merchandise and it takes away the true meaning of Christmas. Are we celebrating Grinch or are we celebrating Christ our Saviour? And that's what the whole meaning of Christmas is all about, obviously. So that amazed me as well. There's an example of the indoctrination and the deception continuing, how it's all about consumerism, buying into it. You know, everyone does it this time of year. They go into debt, buy loads of stuff, fill up the pockets of the capitalists, and everyone else is sort of miserable and struggling. That's not what it's all about, surely. But anyway, it was quite interesting the way that I really saw it at Christmas. What about all of you? Have you noticed shifts in you, in how you feel? Always check in with that. Check in on yourself, you know. Have you been feeling really lethargic, like you don't want to do anything? But you know it's not a depression. As I said before, it's your soul wanting more. You know that we've got this new earth coming. For some, I'll add, depends what side of the rift you're on. Because this spiritual rift is, you know, I really do see it like a line that's been drawn by the divine. That's what determines who goes into that new world that we crave and who stays stuck with the zombies and faces that destruction. You know, that's why I always see these different visions for the future, because I feel there's like different timelines, and we're going to see many souls disappear as a result when it happens. This is my opinion, obviously, take what resonates. So I feel this is part of the Great Awakening that I've mentioned in many readings. You know, humanity, some of humanity, was waking up to all the lies and deception. And I do feel the truth is going to come to light this year as well. With this year being a 1 year for a new beginning, let's hope for that change soon. So what I thought I'd do is look deeper into the energy of the collective and this rift. We'll look at sort of both sides with the cards. So we've got the left, who I see as asleep, and the right, who are awakened or awakening, let's say. So I'm just what I'm gonna do, this is different for me actually, is sort them like this and just see which side, yeah, like that. So in the middle, we've got the Six of Cups that's come out. Now that's really interesting because the Six of Cups is about nostalgia, memories. This is almost like memory lane, that's the way I'm seeing it. And cups represent emotions. I'm suddenly channeling emotions, yeah. That's interesting as well. So maybe some of you have felt very emotional, craving things from the past, the way things were. That Christmas spirit you once felt, maybe some of you felt that. Or the way life was, you know, not just Christmas. The simpler way of living. The way that, I'm seeing this like community, you know, people knew their neighbours. They greeted people with respect. They shared things in the community. That was, yeah, that's another thing I've just remembered when I said about waste before. It got me thinking about the past actually, because I saw someone had dumped a massive box of toys and a picture frame that had clearly been in a child's bedroom. And they were all perfectly fine. They could have been donated to charity or to their neighbour. And I thought it's probably a child who received all new things for Christmas, and they just put all the old stuff out to go to the landfill. I really don't like seeing things like that. And it made me think, you know, years ago we would give to the younger children in our street, and the older ones would give to me, you know, like hand-me-downs, as well as siblings, obviously. you just don't get that anymore. Well, you might do in some areas, but not a lot, because we've got this consumer society, throwaway society. So that's interesting. That's the main energy coming through in the collective at the moment. And people, I feel, wondering where we're heading with this path, because of the changes that have happened very quickly, like with AI, for example. You know, technology, as I said before, technology has consumed some people's souls. So we've got those zombies out there, you know, and this is like the divide as well in the world. So that's really interesting, that's in the middle. So this side, we've got two major arcana. First of all, the Sun and the Chariot, and the King of Cups. So again, emotions happening for some on this side. Yeah, so this is where maybe the shift with the Chariot as well. For some people in the collective, I feel, with these emotions, they're connecting with their emotions. Some people might have got very emotional, had almost like an awakening, a breakdown, a breakthrough, some healing with the Sun. That's why I'm seeing that, like awakening. So yeah, some people are awakening who have been on that side, let's say. This could have been some of you or people around you who you've noticed a change in. But with this, you see all this water around the King here. Some of you might have felt this around you, a lot of emotions in the collective at the moment. And with it being like waves, you know, it could be quite, at times, it could have been quite heightened. Let's say heightened emotions within you. Now, if that's happened, by the way, with the Chariot, that's a positive, because I see that it's been like a breakthrough for some people. They've managed to move forward, to release, to heal with the Sun, and to find inner balance, because the black and white horses, they're like yin-yang. However, some, because notice he's there in the middle of all of these waves, some I feel are stuck. Because I'm seeing this like quite a stoic energy, not connecting with their emotions as well. So those zombies that I mentioned, coming through as well. Do you know something as well? Although these are upright, I'm suddenly seeing them in my mind's eye reversed. And that brings a very different meaning in the collective. So this would show negativity and imbalance in the collective, with the Sun reversed, self-doubt and feeling stuck, with the Chariot in reverse as well. So yeah, that's happening for some people who don't really know where they're going. They don't see that path ahead. They're just going with the flow. There's negativity, self-doubt, negative emotions that we're seeing there, around them as well, maybe consuming them, conflict, imbalance, the Chariot in reverse. So yeah, and even this card in reverse, although I didn't pull them in reverse, that's how I've just been guided to look at those as well. So take what resonates. Let's see this side. So we've got Page of Swords, Knight of Swords. That shows a lot of communication and thinking for some in the collective, and one major arcana, justice, which is positive. I mean, I'm seeing this like the truth coming to light that I mentioned. You know, she's holding scales of justice, things becoming balanced, the truth coming out, the sword there. Yeah, all swords, in fact. I'm definitely seeing news and swift change with the Knight of Swords as well. Could be legal matters that come to light quite soon, or that are happening right now for some in the collective. This is about karmic balance happening. So, you know, if you're on Matt's side, where you feel, you know, that there's got to be a change in the world, you want more. That is to come, I feel. This card's about using your discernment. Notice how he's looking to the past there. It's like he's looking also over at those energies on that side. Maybe learning from the past as well, learning from some things that have happened, and then making swift changes as a result. So I feel some things are happening behind the scenes, because I'm also seeing this like the weather, because we've got clouds there, changes in the weather. In fact, it has, yeah, you know what, it's just reminded me, everyone. It has been strange here recently, in the UK that is, like, it's felt like spring. It's winter, it's December. It's just felt like certain evenings and mornings, it's like the sun's come out, for example, and it's felt like spring is sort of almost here. So things, yeah, time's speeding up, which I've mentioned before in previous readings. Interesting, isn't it? I'm going to extend this reading, by the way, for members of my channel and on Patreon. So I'll see you over then. That'll be spiritual guidance. But before I do that, I'm going to pull a card for guidance here and then continue it in that reading. So let's see, what guidance do we have for the collective to close out this reading? Well, we got two cards there that flipped over. So we'll take those. Well, first of all, we've got a 6 again. We had the 6 of Cups, a number of balance and harmony. And with the egg, I would see life, you know, it says the birth of creation, in fact, yeah, potential growth. So there's potential growth in whatever it is you're going through. If you are going through, you know, this feeling of nostalgia, things coming up for you, might be bringing up anger, resentment, bitterness, worry, with all those thoughts that came out over there. Maybe that's how some of you are feeling. Worry about the future. Try to stay in the present moment if that happens. Do things that help you stay in the present moment as well. And see it as your opportunity for potential growth. And it's interesting here, we've got let go of fear. That just rhymed. And notice the sun there. Yeah, the sun as our sign, you know, of the positive future ahead. It's interesting we had the sun there as well. But some people are not, with it being, obviously I saw it reversed, some people are not seeing it in that way. So yeah, I'm just hearing like look for signs in nature. Get out into the sun if you can, if it comes out. See how this person's free as well. That's how they look. Free yourself from those thoughts. They might not be yours. You know, it could be things you're watching, consuming, that are making you feel anxious, worried, remembering how things were, or maybe you want to make a change in your life. Maybe you want to free yourself from a connection, a job that brings you down. You can do it. That's somewhere else that I see these zombies, by the way, I've got to say, is, you know, people in their workplace, like in shops, who just look like they don't want to be there at all, and like they've just lost their will to live. It's interesting we got the word divine will, in fact, yeah. You know, what do you really want to do? Really getting purpose coming through with that card. You can do it. Go after your dreams. Maybe, you know, it could be your time to do it, to start something new, for example. So I'm going to leave that there, everyone. I really hope you've enjoyed this energy reading. Really interesting. Let us know how you feel. Do you feel it, the rift? Which side are you on? Are you in the middle maybe at the moment? You could be going through this change, you know, awakening. I'm feeling some are still going through it. And if you're feeling those sort of emotions that I mentioned, for some of you, it's like a spiritual upgrade, which I'm seeing here, like you're downloading light codes and your body is going through a shift. You're releasing the lower vibrational stuff from your past and you'll come out reborn, like we're seeing there, and with the egg as well, yeah. Okay, I'll see how they link. So this is it. I hope that helps. Share in the comments if you wish. Thank you so much for being here. I'm off to do the extended now. Just follow on from these cards for members. On Patreon it's Soul Searchers, and on here it's in the AB extension. If you'd like to join to view and show your support for my channel, please do. The links are in the description box. I'll see you all very soon. Sending peace, love and light to you all.